listening to Home Sweet Home on Jaffrey Radio.
This is Jaffrey Radio.
To Home Sweet Home on Jaffrey Radio.
Hello, 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 our wonderful and cherished viewers. This is Jaffrey Radio, Home Sweet Home, your favorite program. Yes, we thank God that He has given us another brand new Sunday, and we need to discuss issues that are causing a lot of troubles in our marriages. Yes, and how to deal with them. Okay, so let me acknowledge my sponsors and then we go to today's topic. And I'm just reminding you that Mama Naomi will join us through vMix. Yeah, so you will see her very soon. Okay, so Bayside Modeling Agency is a proud sponsor for Home Sweet Home program. If you are a foreigner in Japan here and you have talent or you want to be a model, yes, just contact Bayside Modeling Agency at this email address, info@bay-side.biz. All right, or you can call Bayside Modeling Agency and 03-5413-3552. Yes, so please, if you are interested, call them. And Tomric Hotel is at East Legon in Ghana. Yes, so if you travel to Ghana or you are in Ghana and you want to stay home away from home, just go to Tomric Hotel. And you can even search them on www.tomrichotel.com. I have been there before and the services were very awesome. So please, if you want to enjoy your stay in Ghana, visit Tomric Hotel. It's very close to the airport. Yeah, I think 5 to 10 minutes drive to the airport. So your access to the airport it will not be very difficult. All right, thank you. Let me also make some small announcement. If you want to visit Jaffrey Radio homepage, please dial this number, www.jaffreyradio.com. Right, and you can get Jaffrey Radio there, or you can email us at jaffreyradio.com. And you can also download our app. If you have Apple phones, you can download from Apple Store. And if you use Android, then you can download from Google Store Play. So you can get Jaffrey Radio. And if you download the app, you can get us 247 on our radio, but the visuals you will not get.
Jaffrey
Radio.
Check the visuals, then you have to go to Jafric Facebook or other social media handles. Yes, thank you so much. And then the job opportunities. If you are in Japan, don't sit at home and say, I don't have work to do. By God's grace, we have so many vacancies that can help you get your job, your preferable ones. We have Jackins. Jackins are a recruitment agency. Yes, Jackins Company Limited. Yes, so they have their locations at Saitama, Chiba, Guma, and Ibaraki.
This is Jafric Radio.
So wherever you are, you can contact them, and then where you want to work, they will help you. You can contact them on 070-3168-8227. I repeat, 070-3168-8227 or 09088787744. Yes, their working hours start from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right, and anywhere around these areas that you want to work, when you contact them, they will help you. Being IT engineer, truck driver, construction work, forkliftsman, logistics, and then factory work. They provide all of them. So just contact them. Thank you so very much. Yes, back to studio. I have with me my wonderful brother, your favorite. Yes, Mr. Fred Jeche Mensah is here with me. And Mama Naomi is also there. Right. And very soon you will see Mama Naomi. It's Mama Naomi. Mommy, are you ready? Oh. I think, Mommy is getting ready. So today's topic for discussion is effective conflict management. Okay, if there is conflict, effective way to manage them, or let's say resolve them. Conflict resolution, conflict management. That's what we are going to talk about. In fact, back in our towns, there are a lot of couples killing each other. Just recently, the news that I heard last Friday, it was really, really horrible. A very international singer that the husband has killed. We don't know the source, what came about, but all that we hear is that it was through this conflict, and she was admitted to the hospital, and then 2 months later she died. Okay, so we are going to talk about a lot of things today. So if you are hearing me, those of you who are entering marriages and those of you who are in there, if the problem arises, if conflict arises, how do you solve them? How do you manage them that it will not end up in killing each other? All right. So Mr. Fred is here with me. So I will quickly go to Mr. Fred and ask him his understanding first on conflict resolution or conflict management, and then we proceed. Okay, Mr. Fred, your people are hearing you.
Yeah, good to have everyone watching us. We thank everybody for your time. Well, effective way of managing conflict. I don't know if my understanding is right. That means there have been an issue within the relationship, or there is a problem in the family, that which way that you how do you go about things to find a solution, yes, for that problem? That's my understanding of it. So if that is right, then it can look very simple to give a solution, yes, but the processing or the process of that solution would need much time, and that can would need much time and a lot of wise thoughts into it. So the simplest solution would be communicate well. Yeah, this would be the first straightforward solution to what kind of problem in the family, whether it's hard solved. The best way is communicate well. That would be the easy solution. But the process or the processing of the communication I'm talking about, that is what is going to need a lot of, like I said before, wise thoughts, a lot of consideration, and who should be invited, or how you're going to go about things. So if my understanding is right, then I think communication would be an effective way to settle on any conflict within the family or relationship.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. I was just right. We thank you. I think we have a lot of people on air right now watching us. Thank you so very much. We are treating the conflict management or conflict resolution. Mr. Frederick has spoke his mind, and now we are going to Mama Naomi. If Mama is there, I think we are having a lot of a little technical problem of reaching her. So I don't know. Mr. DJ, it's not going through. Okay, right. Okay, sorry, our wonderful viewers. Yeah, we will contact Mama Naomi soon. As soon as we got her, we will also get her opinion about conflict management that we are talking about. Mr. Fred said something about communication. How can communication help in solving or managing conflicts in our marriages?
Yeah, of course. Without communication, then how are you going to solve the issue? It's the back and forth negotiation or talking to one another. That is what I mean by the communication.
Okay.
Yeah, so without communication, I don't know how you can get to a solution for a problem in a family. So, yes, what I mean is you need to talk to one another, talk about the issue. Yes, talk about the problem in the family. Yeah, so that's what I mean by communicate. Yes, on the issue before you can know what exactly is wrong. You see, if we don't know what is wrong in the family, then you're not going to find a solution to it. Because without a problem or without an issue, there was no problem in the family. You have to accept this. But because there was a problem, there was a misunderstanding somewhere, there was an issue, that's why you have a problem. And that's why you have conflict. So you need to find what caused that.
What is
So
wrong
finding the
in
causes, you would have to talk to one another. Deal a lot of verbal communication, the back and forth exchange of language that would help you determine what actually went wrong, what brought about the conflict in the relationship.
This is Jafric Radio.
The communication I'm talking about, it simply means talk on the issue, talk to one another. That's what it simply means.
All right. Thank you so very much. Talk about the issue. Talk to your partner. what brings about this conflict. Yes, you cannot solve it without knowing what the problem is. So communication is one of the greatest tools to manage conflict or resolve conflict. All right. I got a notice that my wonderful sis is on. So, mommy, you are welcome. I think the network is not so good at where you are, but I think we can still. The camera is showing.
It's okay. It's okay.
So can you position yourself well, because it shows on the app of the. Oh, right. I think it's getting good. Okay, mom. I think it's okay now. Yeah, thank you so much. Mommy, we are talking about conflict management or conflict resolution. Anyway, you can take it. Yes. So the question is your understanding of conflict management.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think to me, I would say conflict is very good in marriage. It is a very good thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, it is good because it helps to shape the marriage. And how you are able to manage it is one important thing. It's very, very important how we are able to manage conflict in the marriage when it
Okay.
and I heard Brother Jichis talking about communication.
Yeah.
Communication is one tool that we use to manage conflict. And one of the reasons why we have conflict in our marriages is due to lack of communication. And if you see the things that causes this conflict that we are talking about, there are lots of things that causes of conflict that we are talking about. And I think the topmost one will be that concerning marriage before the other things. Money is one greater cause of conflict in marriage. Then we come to children, we come to sex, we come to family, we come to friends and other things. And one thing that we should understand is that marriage there is like two imperfect people.
This is Jafric Radio.
Different backgrounds, from different environments, from different families that have come together as couples. So definitely there are sure for conflict to arise. But as I was saying, it is a good thing that we have conflict in our marriages, because those conflicts are going to help us to shape the individuals involved in the marriage. For now, that's what I would like to say about the topic.
Okay. Thank you so much. You said it's good. I see. All right. So that it can also shape us to know what we want and what we do not want. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And you talked about communication, as Mr. Fred made mention of it, and you brought in also the monetary aspect. How can that also cause conflict in marriages? I just want you to elaborate what those points so that our viewers will understand you very well.
Yeah. For example, as I was saying that marriage is like two imperfect people from different backgrounds coming together to be one.
You.
There are some people, for example, we have the savers and we have the spenders, okay? Maybe the
Yes.
woman always thinking about saving, or the man is always thinking about saving, but the woman is just thinking about spending, spending. So with these two differences, it can bring conflict. Maybe the woman might say that the Bible says we should not think about what we will eat or what we will drink, for tomorrow will take care of itself. And maybe the man too will say that no, we need to plan ahead because we don't know what the future holds for us.
Holds.
This can
That's
be a
true.
ground of conflict. The woman might say, "Oh, your faith, you have a little faith, so you don't believe that God can provide for us." The man too is saying that the Bible says we should not think about tomorrow doesn't mean that we should not plan ahead. So like some little things, something like this will also bring a conflict in the marriage. This is an example of the monetary aspect that I talked about.
All right. Thank you, mommy. Guys, I think your point is very, very clear. Yeah. Mr. Fred, I'm coming to you. All right. And mommy also made mention of children. How can that issue also bring conflict into our marriages?
Well, I think
Is it about the training or the upbringing of the children, or maybe there are couples who are trying to, or the couples who do not have and they want to have children? Is it that one that brings the conflict, or those that have the children but the upbringing is also bringing the problem?
well, no matter how you say it, for me, I don't think I'm comfortable with a conflict in a relationship.
Jafric Radio.
Relationships, you can come from different backgrounds, you can have different opinions, but to have a conflict means you have conflicting interest.
Okay.
This is quite different. So you can fight over a process of bringing your children up. You can have misunderstandings of doing things, but having a conflict, that means you have two conflicting. That means they go across. And when you have a conflict like this in a family, it makes things hard, no matter how much you try. So for me, I don't think I agree with the point that conflict is good in family.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
get-
you're having two conflicting interests, which makes it. My understanding is you can have different opinions, but a common interest. For example, these children rearing that she mentioned, both of us, we want to see our children grow disciplined, good environment, good education, whatever that will make them good, look good in adults in the society. So both of us, we have common interest, but the process of getting them there, maybe one is saying we should take them to school A, it's well equipped with facilities, but it's expensive. The other two is saying let's take them to school B, partially equipped, but they are still smart in certain areas, and maybe with time they can get to where they want to go. So this is the process I'm talking about. Here you can have misunderstanding, and here it comes to a point of economical reasons. You see, but having a conflict is, like I said, two opposite interests, and that can be very much hard. So I don't agree with
mommy
Dickness saying having a
saying
conflict in the
it
family
is
is
good to have
No.
conflict.
And misunderstanding is okay. Different opinions, that's fine. You can get along with it. You can fight over time. But the conflicting issues here, for me, I don't think it becomes very hard. so Dickness,
I don't
think-
know if mommy is there. Maybe you can make it clear to
Yeah. So,
Mr.
Dickness,
Fred.
I disagree with that point. I don't think it should exist in.
Mama Naomi, are you there? Mr. Fred says he disagree
With
with the
conflict.
point you made that conflict is, I mean, good in marriage.
Yeah, so as I said from the beginning, I made mention that marriage is two people with different backgrounds, okay? Different personalities, different desires, different opinions, different views about things, okay? So definitely there is going to be conflict in the marriage. There is. That one we should expect it. And why I said that is, if you have conflict in the marriage, the way you are able to tackle it together and to be able to overcome it is one thing that makes the whole thing so beautiful. Okay, it shows you that you are trying to be one, because from the beginning, as I said, from different places coming together, you being able to do that together and to be able to overcome it will shape you in a way that you enjoy your marriage together. You understand? Yeah. So I think it is good because it's going to help. As you were saying about, I made mention of the child's upbringing. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe, in my opinion, I think when a child does something, you need to maybe correct the child by maybe our African way, beating the child and those kind of
Chastising,
things, because it says spare the rod and spoil the child. And another person was also brought up in an environment. We don't do that. You do that, it seems you are infringing pain on the child. So with these two views coming together, as you are able to tackle these two constructing view and coming into an agreement, make the whole thing beautiful. I may bring them. You also bring his reason why he feels or she feels we should do it this way. By coming together to come into a compromise, overcoming that conflict that has generated because of these children, make the whole thing so beautiful. That's the point I was driving at.
Okay, so the good in it is that you will know your the other spouse opinion
Yes.
about
Yes, you
the
add
issue.
more knowledge to you add more knowledge to the one you have. You gain more wisdom to the one you have. So it makes the whole thing being able to do it together and to overcome it. That is the aspect that I'm saying. It's very good conflict in our marriage.
Right, mommy, thank you so very much, Mr. Fred. I hope it's okay with you.
well, I don't know if it's okay. I mean, it can be okay with her, but my point is, you see, you having two opposite interests here, and it will be difficult to convince the other. Having conflict would mean to me that you don't have a common goal.
Common
for both.
goal,
Yes.
common interest.
You have different pairing, what do you call it, goals. Yes, that is what my understanding of conflict. So if you have two conflicting interests, well, going gets tough and tougher and tougher every day. Because at any point, you're still going to conflict yourselves. That means have opposite understanding in whatever that goes on. But like what she was saying, I think I find this turn here well. She was talking about the common interest, but the processing, like someone saying, let's use the African way to discipline the child, and the other way is talking about a different way of disciplining a child, but not inflicting pain. You see, you both have a common interest here. Your point is you want to discipline the child. So what is good for you, for both of you to do the child, is what you should come up with.
Yeah.
If one says the African way, of course, you have got an experience of using the African way to discipline a child.
The motive is one, you have to discipline the child.
That is the motive. That is the common interest I'm talking about
So it's not
here.
conflicting.
It's not conflicting here. There is no
Okay.
conflict here. You both have the goal, the motive to discipline your child because the child is becoming indisciplined. So you want to discipline him, except that one is saying use the African way by spanking or whatever. And the other is probably saying, I don't know, the European way or the Japanese way, whatever. You see, so this is not a conflicting interest here. You just have the processing is what you people differ. So it's a matter of trying one, but the point is how to discipline the child. You see, then you use the modern one. Which way will be good? Those days in Africa, there were not many ways. You know, go to some African homes, they probably don't give these children pocket money. They just will feed the child. But modern days, we're in a society, we have to give these children chip at the end of every month. One way of disciplining a child is to hold that money. You see, for the child to know that he was wrong, so he's got to listen to the parents. There are so many ways of doing that. So I don't think that is a conflicting interest here, except the processing. So, well, that's my understanding anyway.
Yeah.
So solving the conflict in a relationship actually becomes hard and hard, as I'm saying. But it all comes to the communication issue.
Communication.
You would have to make a compromise along the line. That means
Compromise. Yes.
That means one would have to give up on his beliefs or on his interest and accept the other, which is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
So this is how I see conflicting in a family being. That means one will have to give up before you can make a compromise. You see, but misunderstanding in this case becomes a little bit different. Yeah, that's why I'm saying in marriage, definitely you both have a common goal, but the process of getting there, you know, that's what brings the fight, misunderstanding, and what is undesirable.
Yeah, because nowadays I don't know the kind of anger that has come into the heart of people. You see or hear so many issues about killing. This man murdered his wife, the wife murdered the husband over some issues. Yeah, so we need to talk about it so that people will be, they will be aware of the consequences of what comes when the conflict it's been there and not solved. All right. Baba Naomi.
Hi.
Hi, yeah, I know you are there.
So, like,
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Mommy, can you come up front? But I think you are too far.
Okay, as I was saying, that conflict is very good. You see, if we all have the same view on issues, I think the marriage is going to be boring. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because we all agree on the same thing. It's going to be just dull like that. We need to have
Okay.
conflicting to spice up
Conflicting
the...
issues.
Yes. So, like, we need to be like a team, okay? So this conflict brings some sort of excitement, because sometimes you realize that when the conflict comes and you are able to overcome it, it takes the relationship, the marriage to the next level.
The next level, okay.
Yes. So as I was saying, I don't think it is good we always have the same view on everything. We need to have conflicting views on issues. That makes the this thing interesting. Yeah, I agree with Uncle Jechi. Yes, but these things are very good. The conflict that we are talking about, I think it is very good. Because as I said, if we should have the same views on issues, it is going to be dull. It is not going to. We need to contribute our gifts, our temperament, our knowledge, our wisdom to each other. We need to contribute. It's sharing, okay? We have gaps. I have a gap. You also have has a gap. So we contributing our strengths. We contributing our gifts. We contributing our ideas. Helps to build a very lasting relationship. That's together. So I think it is very good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Mommy. Mommy still stand and her opinion that it is very good, and she has explained the reason why she says it's very good. All right, Mommy, thank you so very much. I hear you. Okay, so sometimes we need to disagree to agree, or agree to disagree. I think it's also help to let you know what your partner thinks over some issues. And one thing I like the most is he said, yes, the conflict will come, but how the two of you be able to solve them. Yes.
Jafric Radio.
I think the communication that both of you have said is very good. And Mr. Fred made mention of compromise. And we just want to go on break. And when we come back, we'll continue how compromise would also help solve the conflict or manage conflicts in our marriages. Right. And we have a lot of viewers who has also sent their comments. We will read them just after we come back from the commercial break. So please don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be back very soon. Thank you.
Musala muntum, and I menya vimu pomosala na mu. Au baby mu wana biya majibu bum nezia be. And I menya vimu pomosala na mu. Obinyi mena gancha be, go figure out just a check in it. She baby boo, you heavy do. Makasa, na mo for my baby take you cool. Eye me, ufu de bia mo shower muhu. Edemo, one no more but them as a shoe. Shamaka high, sweet, knock a hello. Your papa was street, you wear your flexible ghetto. Mo one my G, my one do mellow. Obi try you with some mixing obo santi yellow. Mo so we mo physical, my chama mama there. When the superstar visit, you know mo to try to
Hello, welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much. Yes, before we continue, let me also just do some small announcement. Yes, we have a funeral celebration. My grandpa, he was satisfied with age. 100 years, so we call it celebration. Our own former presiding at the Yokosuka Assembly, Elder Owusu Poku lost his father, Opening Gabriel Owusu, and the funeral, they have scheduled it on Saturday, May 14th, 2022. Okay, so those of you who know Elder Owusu, and even those who don't know him, you can still join him of the celebration of life of our daddy. He said the funeral will be at the Church of Pentecost, Norfolk Assembly. I think it's in US. All right. So maybe there are people around US. You can go join our elder, and some of us, we can still send our money. We can still send our condolences to them. So Elder Owusu Poku, former presiding elder at Yokosuka Assembly. All right. And the next one is launching. Radio. It's launching her album. Yes. Erade Boshe. Today, the 10th of April at 2 p.m. So in Ghana, I think maybe the next 3-4 hours. Yeah. Most of you at Nungwa in Accra. So most of you,
This is Jafric Radio.
whose your family are in Ghana, you can also call them to join this wonderful album launching. Yes, at Nungwa today. It's happening today. All right, so we are using this medium to announce to everyone, those in abroad and in Ghana, to go and support the good cause.
Jafric Radio.
By launching her album. All right, back to the studio. Thank you. Let me read the few comments that has come, and then we'll continue. I like what Mr. Fred said, and I love what Mama Naomi also said, and I know that you also love what the two of them has said, so we will continue. All right, we have Mekia Dompreje. She's watching as Pastor Bernard Kwesi Ifa. Yes, Pastor says, keep up the good work, Dickness. Thank you, Daddy.
This is Jafric Radio.
Our big bro, Mr. Afia Cornelius. Mr. Apia, we are expecting you. So get prepared. One day you will come to the studio so that the knowledge that God has impacted in you, you will also impact to your people. All right. So Mr. Apia says, hello, my big sis and Mr. Fred. Hello, Mr. Afia. And my own husband is also watching me. Elder Fuku. Say, keep it up, darling. Oh, it's here. Okay. God richly bless you.
Jafric Radio.
Thank you, Elder. We are so proud of you. Thank you. And Appear again says, healthy conflict is good. Mommy, I think. All right. And we have Becky Pa in Ketowade. And Anajua is also watching. Please, we need your opinions and your comments. Yes, so just send your views, and those that want to call, you can phone in and also bring your opinion. And I think Elder Ajimai, Elder has also come with his contribution. Elder Ajiman is the presiding elder of the PIW, COP, the Church of Pentecost, Kawaguchi Assembly Central. Elder, I am adding the two. Okay.
This is Jafric Radio.
He says, in a worst case scenario, there is the possibility of not arriving at the solution after having engaged in a communication with your spouse. What else can you do if one-on-one communication fails? All right. We have made mention of the communication, and Elder is asking a question. What else can one do if one-on-one communication fails? Mr. Fred,
Yeah.
can you give your opinion?
Yes, I think if communication fails, that means the conflict is too intense, or is so much deep that it defies compromises. You see, that's why for me, I'm not an advocate of having a conflict, or a relationship with a conflict is good. No, it can be intense, and depending on the pride of both of you, you might not reach an agreement or a conclusion, and ultimately divorce becomes the solution. Yes, because you both have conflicting interests. That's the meaning of it all. So yes, when it happens that way, then that means you can get along with one another. Yes, when communication fails.
Let me ask, when one-on-one fails, is it good to also involve the third party to also come in? Maybe if you sit down with your spouse to talk about issues and it's not working, is it good to invite the third party to come in to also help?
That can have some influence, but I'm afraid it might be limited, because in relationship, let's take spouses for example, there's always a limit to how much you can advise someone in a family or in a marriage. There's always going to be a limit, no matter who the person is. You see, and when there's a conflict and one side is influenced to make compromises, it's not going to be permanent. She's probably going to give in for the sake of respect of that third person or that fellow, and it's not going to be permanent. Yes, so when communication fails in this case, my understanding is the conflict is deep and it's so intense that none of you is ready to make a compromise. That's my understanding. And obviously, divorce or separation will be the end, or be a solution. Yeah.
Okay, so you think if communication fails, there is nothing that we can do about it?
Yeah, but apart from communication, what are you going to use to solve the problem?
Okay, Mr.
Apart
Fred
from communication, by talking to one another.
His opinion. Is Mama Naomi there? Hello. Hello, Mom. Oh, I think Mama Naomi is talking, but
Hello.
we barely hear.
Hello.
Oh, okay, Mommy, thank you.
All
right. Okay. Yeah. There's a question from presiding elder. Says, when the communication, one-on-one communication fails, what should one do?
Do you know the communication that he's talking about? Is it the verbal communication?
The verbal. He
Because
said
we have
one-on-one, so I think it's the verbal.
We have different kinds of communication.
Right.
Maybe the verbal one failed because maybe the time you tried to talk about the issue wasn't the right time.
Okay.
And how you went about it wasn't the right time. Yeah, so maybe if the verbal fail, we have every other form of communication you could use to address such a situation. Okay.
Okay.
So
Right,
maybe
mommy.
the verbal fail. Hi.
Okay, thank you. Let's say that the entire communication fails. Is there another opinion or other thing that can also help to solve the issue? One on one,
Well,
being in appropriate time or inappropriate, but yet it fails.
remember your first love and act upon it. Yes, yes, yes. Love conquers all. Yes, through love we communicate, but if that fails, try other ways. Do everything in a loving way. Remember your first love, those times when you met and how things were going. Remember those times and act upon it. And I think it will work. And we as Christians, yes, for me, I know there are 3 people in the marriage. 3 people. The 2 of you as couples and God. Okay. So
Yeah.
most of the time, so in as we Christians, our advantage is that we have the institutor of the marriage, the one who brought about this whole thing called marriage on our side. So if every other thing fails, why not approach him and allow him to restore the broken relationship that has just occurred? Yes. And one thing too, I'll also say is that we shouldn't wait to escalate before. Sometimes we fail in resolving conflicts because of attacking the behavior that occurred that is bringing this conflict. Rather, attack the character of the person. You are always like that. Instead of attacking the behavior that brought the understanding. So if you make it to look as if the other person is always the problem causer, the other person is always like this, instead of maybe there is a conflict, 2 of you coming together, it has already happened. What can we do? You put yourself also in the situation. What usually happens is that with conflict, we take ourselves out and we try to shift the blame on the other party. And happens that way. It goes a long way to escalate the whole thing. So, in my opinion, I feel maybe that is my opinion, okay? Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. I feel maybe the question failed because you refuse to attack the problem that came, the problem, but you rather went to attack the character of the other person. We need to
Okay.
attack the problem, yes,
Instead
rather
of
than calling
attacking.
him. And exactly. And when there is conflict, let's put ourselves into it. We
Okay.
shouldn't take ourselves out and try to blame on the other party. That's the
Well,
thing I would
yeah.
like to say.
Is it also good that if the communication of the 2 fails, we should also employ the service of counselor or maybe the pastor getting involved if they are Christians, or maybe if they are not Christians, they can get someone that it's close to the other party that can also help your
Yes, I think it's
husband or your
you have refused to come into an agreement, or you have refused to maybe settle your conflict among yourself. It is very important you invite a third person. But
Okay.
also this one, it depends on the 2 of you. What
This is
your
Jeffrey
core
Radio.
values and things you hold high, or things that you prioritize in your marriage relationship. So this one too will largely depend on the individual involved. There are some couples, they don't want other party to come into their affairs. Maybe either them doesn't want that or the woman doesn't want that. So in that case, then you two have to be ready to settle your split when it comes. If you are that type that don't want third parties in your marriage. But other than that, I think if the thing has escalated beyond the two of you, your reach, it is good you seek a third party into the marriage to help you resolve the conflict that you are facing.
Right. Mommy, we hear you. Thank you so much. And okay, let's also read what Mr. Apia also wrote. He said, yeah, I have learned it the hard way by finding my own wrongs than finding what is wrong with my opponent. Right. So I think he responded to what Elder Ajimai wrote. Okay. And let's go again. Elder Ajimai. All right. Yeah. Another. Okay. Okay. I think, yeah. A same. Right. The same has appeared again. Okay. So thank you, Mama Naomi. Thank you, Mr. Fred. Yes, we are talking, viewers, we are talking about conflict management. Yes. And then there's a conflict resolution, effective way to deal with it. So we are talking about it in order not to hear that somebody got so much angry and killed the wife, or the wife killed the husband. Yeah, it's now going on and on and on and on in our communities. So we need to talk about it. And one thing that we have realized is that communication also play a major part. Lack of communication is not good. So anything that comes up, what we have to do is to sit down, deliberate on the issues, and come out with a solution or a conclusion to that matter. Yes, thank you so very much. Before we went on commercial break, Mr. Fred also talked about compromise. Mr. Fred, how does compromise help in solving conflicts?
Well, compromise simply would mean giving up on your interest for the sake of the relationship, or agreeing to your spouse's opinion for the sake, yes, of the marriage. That's what it simply means. So yes, it will help a long way, and it will help resolve intense misunderstanding in the relationship, or conflict, if you'd say it that way. Yeah, because conflicts will come up mostly due to pridefulness of both of you. So you're both prideful on an issue. One would think what he's saying, his opinion is the best, and the other two would think the same way. So compromising would mean just reduce your level of pridefulness for the sake of the relationship and accept one to carry on.
Right.
That would be my explanation. So it will help a long way if there can be a compromise within the two of you. Because no matter how much you talk, still at the end, there should be a compromise along the line. Yes, for you to reach amicably, conclusion. So yes, compromise would help a long way, but you need to talk. It will come through communication. Yeah, without communication, you cannot reach an agreement with a compromise. I don't think so.
Right. Before I go to Mama Naomi, let me ask this. When compromise also come from one-sided, would that also help in that relationship? Anytime let's say, I want my husband to compromise, and always he compromise, is that helping the relationship or the marriage if it becomes one-sided? Mr. Fred?
Oh well.
Because there are some people, they will never give up. They always hold on to what they have said.
Well, I think one of the viewers wrote his comment that he's learned some things in a hard way. So if you're somebody who always don't want to compromise on an issue, or you look to the other to first accept defeat or tolerate your opinions, then you are prideful all the time, and you are not learning the hard way by accepting your own deficiencies. This is my understanding. So in this case, you would always look at your spouse, or to make compromises, to tolerate your opinion and let his own go. It's not going to help, no. Because without the two of you, there was no conflict. Understand it that way. That without the two of you, there won't be problem. Without A, B will not have issues. And without B, A will not get into trouble. So both of you coming together created that misunderstanding or conflict in the relationship. And it's the two of you would have to compromise on your opinions before you can reach an agreement, or you can come together and do it all over again. But if you are a stiff-necked fellow and always holding to your own pride, that it has to be the other side. My husband always has to compromise. But no, it's not going to work that way. Yes, it has to be two. If he does this time, the next time you also have to. And even if he does in a way that you see it that way, that it ought to have been you, or it should have been you, but for some reasons he got into the gear first and accepted to compromise for the relationship to go. If you see it that way, the only thing is to go and apologize. Just to say I'm sorry, for things to get going well. But to have a stiff-necked type of human being and always, thinking what you're saying is right, no, it's not going to help. Yeah, because compromise has to take place between two people.
Right.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be one-sided.
No.
All the time you are expecting your wife to compromise and apologize. It doesn't work that way. That's what Mr. Fred is saying. Okay, Mama Naomi, are you there?
Yes, please, I'm here.
Oh, thank you, Mommy.
Yeah, I was so
Compromise.
happy about Uncle J.
Yeah.
Yes, Uncle J is contributing his opinion. So we have also come to that conflict is bound to happen, because he said, without me, there will not be conflict. Without you, there is no be conflict. If I'm alone, have conflict with anybody. So the two of us coming together, that has brought the issue at hand. To understand that yes, in a football team of 11 players, not all the people.
This is Jafric Radio.
Okay, not everybody will be a visionarian, but some people have to have the vision, and the others have to work it out. Yes, and about the compromise that we are talking about, it is very good. We always have a compromise. We come to a compromise in our marriages. Sometimes when there is conflict with 4 different kinds of people that we see, there are some people when there is conflict, they try to attack. And that was what Uncle Jochi was talking about, that they try to force their opinion on you. You have to do this. You have to do this. And when we have that kind of people, it means that it is self-centered. You are fish. Everything is about me. Okay? And there are some people too, there is conflict. Instead of us to come together to solve it, they surrender. Okay, have it your way. And when it comes that way too, it doesn't help. It kills relationship. And there are the other people also, they try to bargain. And this again, we all have where the center line should be drawn. Maybe I feel the center line should be drawn at this. You also felt the center line should be drawn here. So when it comes to them to it's still centered on self, me. me. So the compromise come in when the people involved try to negotiate. Okay, we try to come to an agreement that we ask the question: it has come. When we do to affect this problem, what can we do to solve such problem? Or what can I do change? What will I do on my part to make this marriage a success? If I am thinking that way, you are also thinking that way, then it means we are moving somewhere forward. Okay, everybody's mind is on building a lasting and a successful relationship. So we are talking about we rather than me. That is when negotiation or the compromise is very important. So if we are the people that attack, those that negotiate, or those that surrender, I feel we might not be able to have a successful marriage as we want to have. So the best thing is to come into an agreement, a common ground that is going to help build a successful and a lasting marriage that the two of us will enjoy together.
Oh, thank you so much.
Jafric
Before I read
Radio.
the comments that has come, Mr. Fred, do you think that forgiveness can also help? Because I may compromise, but not forgiven. And anytime little thing comes up, I just remind you of what happened the past. Would forgiveness also play a part in solving the conflict?
Yes. Yes, forgiveness is always necessary. It's always good to forgive one another. Yeah. And maybe we should separate the issues. Yeah, when you have conflict, the first thing is to separate the issue from the characters.
Okay.
I think the Dickness was talking about people attack character instead of the issue.
Yes.
You probably, when there's a conflict in the family, the first thing is separate the issues, the subject that brought the conflict, then the subject of the character of both of you. If you attack the characters first, definitely it's going to go wrong. Because it is through the character of the fellow that brought the conflict into the relationship. It is through your characters, your behaviors, that brought that issue. So, one, if you attack it instead of solving it, it's not going to solve the issue. I hope you're getting me here.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, if you want to talk about your character, then you should have a soft note, perhaps separating that issue. Don't mention it for some time until you both settle on your characters before you take that issue up. I don't know if I've made myself clear here. So if you don't separate the issues and you combine them, then it's always going to be one tackling or one talking about the issue of the character that brought the conflict.
The conflicts.
Yes, I think that is not helpful. Forgiveness, it's okay. You can forgive, but the substance of forgiveness, what level does it take? Once the subject is over and your partner or spouse is not going after you or talking about that issue, you should consider it a forgiveness. That's my opinion. Then carry it on.
Yeah, but others can say, I can let it go, but I cannot forget.
You cannot forget it. You're not going to forget anything. You know, it's still going to remain in your memory. That is going to be there for years to come until you probably perish.
Is it
Yes.
good
Can
that
you
way?
tell me-
Is it healthy?
Of course, you're not going to. Well, we're human beings. Can you tell me things that
This is
happened
Jafric Radio.
in the past that to you, you're forgiving that person? Can you tell me you still don't remember that?
Some of things I don't even remember.
well, well, let me say one thing. Don't let us think the relationship is not a constructive object that is planned before we get into it.
Yeah.
We get into it before issues arises.
Yes.
We get into it and we develop into different issues, conflicts, whatever that you may call it, due to our characters and behaviors. You cannot predict them. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it will happen.
You're right.
You might not say, you not go after the person or your spouse overrating over and over. Consider that forgiveness. But it will not erase from your memory. I'm not sure it will erase. People say that, but I disagree. It will not erase. You only don't have to mention it. You only don't have to remember that and act upon it. I hope you're getting me. Don't remember that and act upon it towards your spouse. Because you have forgiven her, that means you have let it go. So don't act upon it. But for it to erase from your memory, I don't believe it will erase.
Freak Radio.
To remember and act upon it. Yes, that's what I would advise people. Because you're not going to forget it, it will still be there. So for the one to make reference, at times, it can be good sometimes to refer to the one that this is what happened the other time, and I compromised just to save the relationship. Keep it going. This time, if you're doing the same thing, then I'm reminding you that in the past, it was so intense. I had to compromise. So I have to let myself go in certain areas to accept that opinion and let the relationship go. So if you are doing the same thing this time, I'm referring to the back. Please stop it. So it can be good sometimes, to refer your spouse for the one to remember that in the past that was unacceptable, but you accepted it to let it go to save the two. So it's also good. Yes, forgiveness is good. But for it to erase from a memory, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, some people can.
It'll be difficult.
Well, I don't know. If you can do that, that's fine. If you can erase it from memory, that's fine. But for me, what I know is a lot of people will still have it in memory, but the best thing is not to bring it out and act upon it.
Aye. Then if you do that, your memory will be full. Because there are a lot of things that happens that we should let it go and also forget about them. If we want to pile them up by remembering them,
You forget it doesn't mean it's not going to erase. I mean, what I mean is, it's not going to erase. You can let it go. So you do your best not to bring it out
Not to
from
bring
memory
it out.
and act upon it.
right.
This is what perhaps the Christians or whoever will say, I forgot.
Freak Radio.
Don't just read it out and act upon it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you, Mr. Fred. And so we have some comments. Let me read, and then we go to Mama Naomi, and we close for today. Yeah. Elder Ajaman says, great answer. In fact, the invitation of the third party is in the conflict, resolution is better than just going ahead and divorce. Perhaps solution could be achieved with the help of the third party. So,
That's right.
Elder, thank you so very much. I think it's important when it's beyond the two of you. Instead of divorce, you can invite the third party, a counselor, a pastor, or whoever that you think your wife or your husband listens to. Yeah, can also come in and help you solve the issue. All right. And Mr. Appiah again, he said, as conflict often involves high emotions, active listening can help to discharge some of that emotional energy and leads to more fruitful dialogue. Listening well requires patience, focus, presence, and paraphrasing. Mr. Appiah, thank you so much. We'll be expecting you to come to the studio to bring you more opinions to our viewers and our listeners. Thank you so very much. Yes, Nanaya has come on board. She's watching. Nana, you are welcome to Home Sweet Home program. All right. So yes, what Mr. Apia is saying is also good. Sometimes our emotions, yeah, the thing will be paining you so much that you will not get patient to solve them. Anytime you just want to do it in anger and it's not helping. So we need to exercise patience, focus, and it will also help solve our issues. And viewers, left with a few minutes to go. So I will go to Mama Naomi for Mama Naomi to sum up, and then Mr. Fred follows, and we close for this session. So Mama Naomi,
Hi. Thank
your
you so
final
much for-
words, please.
Okay, please, can you hear me?
Yes, very loud and clear.
Okay. So, what I would say about the forgiveness and forgetting.
Okay, the picture is not coming, but please still go ahead.
Okay. So we need to, when we say we forgive, we need to forget it. We don't have to go back and be thinking about it. I think this issue is a deliberate action, okay? As you are hungry and deliberately you go and get your food and eat, deliberately try to forget every issue, especially between married couples. You are the same. So I don't see reason why you said I have forgiven you, but you still keep the anger and those things in you, that if I remember I feel this way, I feel that way. Deliberately try to forget. Once you have forgiven, you are forgiven. Deliberately try to forget let it go. You might remember, but don't let it bring that kind of anger or that kind of pain you felt when it happened. Just let it go. So, in my opinion, I think please it is a deliberate action. Sometimes we said forgetfulness is very difficult. We have told our mind that it's difficult, so we try as much as possible not to forget. So let us tell our mind that it is possible I can forget this. It is possible I can forget this pain. As a mother goes into labor and forget the pain and still get pregnant again, let us do that. Let us forget it. Yes, because if we say we remember that pain that we went through, I don't think every woman will give birth the second time, even the third time,
I
or
tell
even
you.
more. So, yes, so we should deliberately try as much as possible to forget every kind of this thing. Anything that have brought about conflict in our marriage that we say we are forgiven. And another thing that I will also ask our dear listeners and people watching us to note is that we should try as much as possible to take I and me from our marriage relationship. We
Mommy,
should
can
try
you come
as
again
much
to
as-
take eyes and nose?
Yes, like
Okay.
sentences that use I,
Oh,
and
okay.
sentences that use me to express our feelings. Okay, so we could use we should try to rephrase how we speak. Okay, so for example, yes, you want your husband to do something for you. Always your husband is with his phone, always he's with his laptop, always he's hanging up with friends. Instead of you to say you are always like this, instead of you to talk to me or have some communication with me, you are always on your phone, you are always with your computer. What is wrong with you? Is it that you are not interested in me again, on those kind of things? How can maybe you reshape it? I feel so lonely. So I feel so lonely anytime maybe you are not with me. So please, could you try as much as possible to spend some time with me? Or maybe I feel upset because you don't seem to be as interested in me when we are together. So, like the tone at which we use to express certain hurt that we feel goes a long way to either bring conflict or to either bring peace and unity into the family. So we should keep it in mind when we want to address our feelings, when we want to talk about what is bothering us. We should try as much as possible to check the tone and the word we use. I am exhausted and would really appreciate if you could give me some help. What husband or wife wouldn't adhere to this tone of voice? Okay, so I think we should try as much as, yes, it is, conflicts are bound to happen because two different people are together, but we can minimize it through the way we talk or through the way we relate with each other. And if we are able to get this clue, we will go a long way with our marriage relationship. I rest my case.
Mommy rest her case. Thank you so very much. Yes. God bless you. Yes, it's very, very wonderful submission. Mr. Fred, your last word, and then we go.
Well, I just want to thank the viewers and the listeners. Thank you very much. And it's your support that we continue to be Jafric. What I want to say is people should not deliberately expect misunderstanding or different opinions to happen. Let it happen naturally. Don't believe that it's will be good to have different opinions, so you are initiating one. When it happens naturally, it's okay. Always have the positive mind in your relationship and think for the best and the good. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Viewers, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home program.
Jafric Radio.
A lot. Yes. And we just want to thank our able panelists, the person of Mr. Frederick Mensah and Dickness Mrs. Naomi Asare Zoto. We just want to say thank you so very much. God bless you for being there for us all the time. Yes, we thank you that the knowledge that God has endowed with you, and you are also helping others to build their marriages very well. Thank you so much. And in this note, we are also announcing to the general public that if you are doing outdooring weddings, church events and funerals, you can still bring your announcements to Jafric Radio and we will announce for you. Yes, if you have not yet subscribed our social media handles, please just subscribe now, because it means that you've been missing a lot. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, Instagram and Twitter, all the social media handles. And I just want to thank my proud sponsors: Bayside Modeling Agency, Zion Company Limited, Jackins Company Limited, and Tomrick Hotel, and Jafric Multimedia also. Thank you so very much. We have one announcement. Yes. Okay, the next program is Time with the World at Jafric Radio. Time with the Word. So, hour of inspiration. Oh, sorry, this is the Pentecost hour. Yeah, the Pentecost hour. All right, it's coming on next 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's 1 hour program. So please meet our pastor. Yes. Pastor Osei Yao Enin. Thank you so much. Okay. And so, okay, Jafric Radio presents Time with the Word. The guest speaker is Elder Kweku Kosa. Yes, Elder Kweku Kosa. Okay, PIWC Moscow. Oh, okay. PIWC Moscow. All right. So the host will be Deacon Nana Yao Pop in Japan here, the CEO of Jafric Radio and Bayside Group of Companies. Thank you so much. Using another program called Time with the Word. Time is time with the Word. All right, and every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Saturday and then 12 p.m. Mondays. All right, thank you so much. On this note, we want to say thank you again and again for your support. And if you are out there and you want to sponsor our programs, please contact Jafric Radio and we will negotiate. Thank you. Until we meet again, we just want to say thank you to the producers and also the DJ for today's program, Nanaya Pop. Thank you so very much for your hard work. All right. And until we meet again next week, we say sayonara.
Your online radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
Kwa majina naitwa John Bahati Bisimwa. Natokea Congo, Republic of Congo. Kwa sasa naishi Japan, ndani ya Tokyo. Munasikiliza Jafric Radio Online, number 1 in Japan. Hakuna matata, tuko fresh.
Salve, mi chiamo Mano e tu stai ascoltando Jafric Radio. Afric out! Jafric Le
สวัสดี
Chic.
ค่ะชื่อแอมนะคะมาจากประเทศไทยค่ะตอนนี้กำลังเป็นนักแสดงอยู่ที่ประเทศญี่ปุ่นนะคะตอนนี้คุณกำลังฟังอยู่ในคลื่นวิทยุ Jafric Radio
Oi, aqui é a Paula e você está assistindo Jafric Radio.
You are listening to Jafric Online Radio live from Japan.
Yeah!
Jafric Radio.
My name is Mari Nihei from the Philippines. You are watching Jafric Radio.